There's one more episode left of From, guys, and the trailer just gave us a lot of clues as to what's going on. From the man in the mask, to Fatima's birth, to Jade learning how to control the bottle tree. We're gonna dive into all that in this video. We're gonna start with the beginning of the trailer, where Elgin is being confronted by Donna, Boyd, and Sarah. At this point, I don't think they know for sure that Elgin has Fatima, but what it looks like from this trailer is there's a suspicion, and I think that's based on what we saw last episode. I think that Ellis is starting to suspect that Elgin has something to do with Fatima's disappearance, or at least he has some sort of idea what's going on. And while it looks like Ellis may not do anything about it, once he tells Boyd, we know Boyd's the type of person that's gonna spring into action, which would make sense why he would come here with Sarah and Donna, Donna being the head of the colony house, and Sarah being one of the other characters who can see visions and hear the voice of the town. It was through Sarah that Frumsville sent a message to Boyd last episode, letting him know that they have Fatima, almost as if they were taunting Boyd, laughing at the fact that they're going to be too late to save Fatima. What if, to add to their sick joke, they also sent Sarah the information about Elgin, letting them get ever so closer to Fatima without ever rescuing her? Boyd also knows that Elgin has this connection with the town, and not just because the people of the bus talked about the dream he had before they got there, but remember back in season 2, Elgin was the one who figured out and told Boyd about the secrets of the dreamscape when the boy in white visited him in his dreams. So I think even if they're not there because they know about him and Fatima, they may be there to get some of his insight, because he always seems to know what's going on, and now all of a sudden he's being suspicious. The next scene in the trailer is where things get super juicy, and I want to take time to actually deep dive what's going on here. So hit that subscribe button if you want to know how to safely navigate through the faraway trees. Otherwise, you're just going to end up like Dale. But let's get back to the trailer. Jade is playing the violin in front of the bottle tree along with Tabitha. I think this violin scene is because Jade finally has some sort of understanding of the bottle trees and how they work. Remember last episode, episode 9, when he was creating his own bottle tree? I think he's starting to get some sort of understanding of how it works, and it has something to do with Miranda, Victor's mom, which is why Tabitha is here. I still hold the theory that Tabitha is Miranda reincarnated. Miranda, the bottle tree, the violins are all connected. Remember back in season 2, episode 5, when Victor made Jade play the violin, mentioning the fact that Miranda used to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for him, which is why he made Jade play it for him before he gave him information on Christopher. What I found interesting when I was rewatching this scene, however, is when Victor first approached Jade, Jade was in the bar with a bunch of empty bottles on the floor, trying to decipher the message and coding behind the bottle and the bottle trees. And in that same episode, as they're walking to the car graveyard, Victor mentions that things are different now. The trees are moving differently. If you take the reference of the bottles from the previous scene and the fact that Victor's mentioning the trees are different now, tie it together with what we learned about the Ankui kids transferring their hope into the roots of the faraway tree, thus creating them in the first place, it all starts to make sense that Jade would decipher what's going on. The hint that the violin and the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star having something to do with the bottle trees was hinted way back in season 2, and it's now finally starting to pay off. So for those who are always complaining that From doesn't give you answers or move fast enough, just be a little patient, because every episode is laying the foundation and the groundworks for answers later on. My theory is that the bottles and the dates inside of them serve as a map or a key to guide the bottle trees on where to send people, which would make sense if you tied into the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and think about the connection between the stars and humanity. Since the beginning of mankind, we've always looked to the stars for directions. The stars has always guided humanity through time and memoriam. We already know the trees are very important to saving the kids and potentially breaking the curse of this town. We saw as much back in episode 9 when Victor tried to cut down the bottle tree. The boy in white came and stopped them. Not just that, but let's think about Tabitha's flashback when we're seeing Miranda's point of view. Back in the ending of episode 9, Tabitha was having flashback visions where she was Miranda, or she could see Miranda's final moments. After Miranda left the root cellar, she tried to make her way to the bottle tree. And it's at that moment that Smiley confronted her. And Smiley did something we've never seen the monsters do before. Smiley actually ran as a way to stop Miranda from going to the bottle tree. This is huge. The creatures have never ran, but so why would Smiley run now unless they're aware of the bottle trees and what it could mean to them? And the fact that he ran to stop Miranda from going through there means that he did not want Miranda going through that tree, showing that she is the chosen one and she can break the cycle. And if you're like me and you believe the theory of reincarnation, Tabitha is now the one that can break the cycle. But it also goes to show that the monsters can run, because I saw some theories floating around that maybe they're unable to run, but no, they can clearly run when they want to. So all this slow stalking the town folk every episode, it's a mind game. Remember, they're trying to feed off their hope. They give you false sense of hope, because when they finally extinguish that hope, they feed on that energy, and it's delicious to these guys. They're sick in the head. The trailer also showed us that Fatima's finally given birth in the season finale, Based on the footage that we saw, she's giving birth. And not just that, I found something interesting in the trailer. It looks like the monsters are there watching her give birth. That adds a whole new layer to what's going on here, because the creatures are observing the event rather than attacking, showing that whatever Fatima's giving birth to, they want it here, proving that the kimono lady is evil once and for all. But to me, the real question is not whether it's evil or not. What happens to Fatima after she gives birth? When she's surrounded by these monsters, do they attack her afterwards? Guys, to me, Fatima is the hope personified of the town. If Fatima dies, what does that do to the psyche of everybody else? Because in one of the final shots of the trailer, we see Christy asking Marielle, is she okay? And then we flip to Randall, and he's having one of his episodes. Marielle, Julie, and Randall are connected to the time travel phenomenon going on in the ruins. What I'm curious about, though, is who's in charge of the time travel? Because we see Randall get attacked various times throughout the season, and we see the effects it has on Julie. Initially, I thought the time travel may be a key to them getting out of there, but what if it's all part of Frumsville as another way to give them false hope just to yank them away? The real question though is, what's the end goal of the creatures at this point? Before the finale airs, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts about what you guys think are gonna happen and how do they set up season 4? Because one of the final shots in the trailer is of this masked man that looks like to be wearing a smiley face. I don't have too much information on what that means, so we're gonna have to watch the episode. So what are some of your theories on it in the comment section below? Let me know. This is one of the final From videos of the year, so give me your best theories in the comment section, guys.